February 20th, 2026. Spooky scrapbook.
Blizzard warnings and winter storm warnings are up. This is going to be quite a storm. Timing, Sunday 6 p.m., Monday 6 p.m., heaviest snow rates. Manjung unwind 6. With some outages, run the generator today or tomorrow. High tide. Flooding could be impactful for homes and businesses along with parked vehicles, as the tide could be way up. 1 a.m., 3 a.m. Monday, I will keep you updated through today and tomorrow ahead of the storm. Please share this so people understand what is coming our way. Have a good day today.
Then and now, Morgan Street at the corner of Main Street in downtown Hartford, CT. 1906 to 2016.
Paradise wouldn't be nearly as peaceful without the gentle purr of a cat to welcome us home. We believe that the unique and soulful bond we share with our feline friends is something that lasts forever. If there's a place where every beloved companion gathers, that is exactly where we hope to find ourselves. Our lives are so much richer for having known their quiet affection and steady, loving presence.
People say it was just a halftime show. I know exactly who they've never had to be, because for some of us, that stage wasn't just entertainment. It was a rival. Bad Bunny didn't perform at the Super Bowl. He testified. On a stage built to sell beer, trucks, and empire, he put a sugarcane plantation front and center. Not as nostalgia, not as decor, but as a reminder that this country's wealth was harvested off of brown and black backs. And we remember, that wasn't set design. That was a receipt. Then came the domino players. Old viejitos, your abuelitos, your tios, folding tables, plastic chairs, no subtitles, no explanation. Because if you know, you know. That moment said we exist without translating ourselves for you. We laugh loudly, we argue passionately, we take up space, and we don't need permission. He showed a Latino wedding, not for exotic flavor, but for dignity, for joy, for the kind of love our communities build. Even when the world tells us we're disposable, he reminded America we don't just survive trauma, we throw parties in its shadow. Y'all, when he woke up that kid, I got chills. I couldn't tell you how many times I pulled 3 chairs together at a wedding and put my little behind to sleep. Then El Apagón. Utility poles, darkness, interruption. Puerto Rico's power outages weren't turned into a metaphor. They were named, they were exposed. They were put on blast during the most watched broadcast in the country that benefits from Puerto Rico but refuses to protect it. That's not symbolism, that's political clarity, mi gente. Let's be clear, that took nerve, because America loves Latino culture until Latino people start talking about colonialism, displacement, and neglect. America loves our rhythm until we use it to tell the truth. Bad Bunny didn't soften it, he didn't dilute it, he didn't apologize, he said, this is ours, watch it. Let's talk about what mattered to me personally. I watched that stage as a gay Latino, and for the first time, I didn't feel like I was watching myself edited for comfort. Queer presence wasn't a gimmick, it wasn't rainbow capitalism, it wasn't look how progressive we are, it was fluid, it was unapologetic, it was masculine without being violent, it was tender without being small. Bad Bunny has spent years breaking the lie that Latino masculinity has to be rigid, silent, and cruel. On that stage, he said, we can be soft, we can be sensual, we can be strange, we can be free, and nobody died from seeing it. The world didn't end, the sky didn't fall. I absolutely love that our Afro-Latino roots were not erased. They were centered. Blackness was not background. It was foundational, musically, visually, historically. That matters because Latinidad without blackness is a lie, a comfortable lie, a marketable lie, but still a lie. This performance refused that lie. Here's the part that people are missing. Bad Bunny didn't rise to the Super Bowl moment. The Super Bowl rose to Bad Bunny. For decades, halftime shows have asked artists to flatten themselves into something America can digest in 12 minutes. He did the opposite. He said, you will meet us where we are, and America watched. Some were uncomfortable, some were confused, some were pissed. Good, because progress has never sounded polite, justice has never been quiet, and liberation has never been subtle. This mattered because it proves something dangerous, that our stories don't need permission to be powerful, that our pain doesn't need translation to be valid, that joy, resistance, queerness, and blackness can coexist on the biggest stage in the world and win. For one night, Puerto Rico wasn't a punchline or a footnote, it was the headline. For one night, queerness wasn't hidden, it was celebrated. For one night, Afro-Latino history wasn't erased, it was amplified. And for people like me, gay Latino grown tired of shrinking, it felt like being told, you were never too much. The world was just too small. The halftime show wasn't merely a performance, it was a declaration. And once you've seen that truth on a stage that big, you don't unsee it. We're here, we've always been, and we always will be.
House from the 70s movie Let's Scare Jessica to Death.
The quiet departure of a feline friend leaves a profound stillness in a home that is hard to put into words. We often don't notice how much their subtle presence anchors our daily lives until we are met with an empty lap or a quiet room. Their soft purrs and gentle gazes occupied a massive part of our hearts that we only truly appreciate in the weight of their absence. Saying goodbye to a cat is a powerful realization of just how deeply they were woven into our world.
Why cats are spiritual guardians?
Family relationships can be layered and emotional, but so is the responsibility to protect the ones who depend on you. When someone treats your cat with roughness, mockery, or disregard, it doesn't just bruise feelings. It disrupts the sense of safety inside your own home. Cats may be independent, but they are deeply sensitive to tone, movement, and energy. They know when they are unwelcome, not a place where they feel cornered or stressed. Setting boundaries with relatives can feel uncomfortable. But part of loving an animal is advocating for them when they cannot advocate for themselves. If a relative repeatedly treated your cat poorly, would you draw a firm line and protect your cat's space? Or would you handle it another way?
What finally made Ricky Martin break his silence and fight back on live television? "You cannot control my voice," Ricky Martin said. He sounded calm and steady, but you could hear the strong belief in his words. "I am speaking for anyone who has ever been made fun of, ignored, or told to mind their own business. You are just being a hypocrite." Double quotes. The whole studio stopped moving. Caroline Levitt's face turned red as she jumped up from her seat quickly. "A hypocrite," she yelled back. Her voice was sharp and shaking a little. "I support true American values. Because you are a rich celebrity, you could never understand that." Rick Martin did not even blink. He leaned forward a little bit, and his clear voice cut right through the heavy tension in the room. "Values?" he asked quietly. "Then you should start actually living by them, instead of just putting on a show." The argument lasted for less than a minute, but it sent shockwaves through both the entertainment and political worlds. It left millions of people asking the exact same question.
This better be good.
It's gonna be great.
The narcissist never loved you, ... He loved himself, ... And he is attracted to men the same way you are. That's why he competed, degraded, and discarded his partners, ... What felt like love was admiration he demanded, not affection he offered. You weren't chosen for who you are. You were selected as a mirror, a prop, a source of validation. He studied you, mirrored you, even desired what you desired, not out of connection, but out of competition. Instead of partnership, it became rivalry. Instead of intimacy, it became comparison. He didn't want to build with you. He wanted to outshine you. If you succeeded, he felt threatened. If you received attention, he felt replaced. So he chipped away at your confidence, disguised insults as jokes, and slowly made you doubt your worth. The discard wasn't about you lacking anything. It was about him exhausting the supply. Narcissists don't attach, they consume ... Real love celebrates you. It doesn't compete with you.
Men love saying, "We're not allowed to cry," as if vulnerability is forbidden. As if society tied their hands and told them emotions were weakness. But here's the irony, he'll say you're restricted from expressing pain, yet no one allowed you to cheat either. And somehow that boundary didn't stop you. Rules seem to apply only when they require softness, not when they require discipline. Crying doesn't destroy relationships. Betrayal does. Emotional honesty isn't weakness, it's maturity. If you want freedom to feel, then also accept responsibility to act with integrity. You can't reject accountability and claim oppression at the same time.
He said, "Good luck with your new man." I replied, "He was never new. You just never knew." And suddenly the silence felt louder than the argument ever did, because sometimes people t'es irreplaçable. They think you'll sit there, heart in hand, waiting for them to come back. They don't realize you were detaching long before they noticed. Healing quietly. Moving differently. It wasn't about having someone else. It was about finally choosing yourself. By the time he said new, you were already new, and the best revenge isn't another man. It's peace. He no longer has access. A man who loves you will never make you feel small. If he insults you, scares you, or slowly erases your confidence, he's not emotional. He single quotes as unsafe. Love doesn't belittle, intimidate, or keep score. It doesn't weaponize words or turn your vulnerability into leverage. A loving man protects your dignity in public and private. He builds you up, listens without punishment, and owns his behavior. Fear is not passion. Control is not care. If you're shrinking to keep the peace, that's not love. It's survival. Trust your body when it tenses around someone. Real love feels steady, respectful, and kind. Anything else is a warning, not a romance.
Life's better with birdseed on your porch.